If you follow me online at Torin Ellis, you know that I am consistent about putting out a phrase, tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. And so once again, it's not too late to get some folks to join. Feel free to shoot out a text message, shoot out a tweet, get on your Facebook page and drop a quick post. Because what I do know is that there are a number of individuals that are searching for a better way. And what I appreciate, what I absolutely appreciate, is that Valerie Davis, lead coach and founder of Enterprises, reached out to me in January. And she said, you know, Torin, listen, we're in the midst of a government shutdown. We're in the midst of a government shutdown, and there are a lot of people that are feeling that pain. Feeling it. And that these individuals need a different and perhaps better way. And so what we said is that we would put together a few webinars, and we kind of bounced back and forth. We were going to do it in live and in person, and then we thought about all of the 800,000 people, because originally this was planned for those that were working with the government, the 800,000 that were impacted over that 5-week period. And then we decided that it would be even better if we simply leveraged technology in such that we would be able to get attendees from all across the country and perhaps even internationally. And so that's exactly what we did. And so last week, Valerie put forth the first installation in this series. I am, of course, dropping the lesson, if you will, the conversation this evening. And then I think Valerie's going to come back next Wednesday and bring us around the bend in a way that only she can do. So I absolutely appreciate you, Valerie, for allowing us to bring this thing together. I'm going to work off of the honor system this evening. And what does the honor system mean? It means that the slides are light, just like you see them right now. My slides are light. So you have two things that you need to do. Number one, try to be active in your listening with me, like linger with me the entire time that I'm here, 30, 40, 45 minutes. But that if you hear something that moves you, write it down. If you hear something that you think will move a friend, write it down. Because we're not doing this because we are trying to hoard or keep the information. We're doing it because we want to see millions more of you in a better position, whether it be inside of your workplace or whether it be inside of you creating a side hustle. So before we get into tonight's discussion, if you will, WAYLAY is an acronym that I created probably 11, 12 years ago. And it stands for Wage Earner, Act Like an Entrepreneur. Wage Earner, Act Like an Entrepreneur. And so tonight I'm going to focus on 3 areas that I think are critical to you being able to either be a better you inside of your workplace, and I'm agnostic. I don't care what industry you are in. I don't care what role you have. I don't care about your title. I don't care about how much money you make. I'm agnostic, because what I know is that if you do what I'm about to share with you, you will accelerate your growth, period. So we'll focus on market research, strategic mentors, and tactical handoffs. 3 things that we will cover this evening. What I also know is that if you do these 3 things right here, then you'll be able to get that side hustle off the ground. Let me tell you why that side hustle is so incredibly important. There are 7.3 million job openings right now in the United States, give or take. You know, I'm not an economist, but give or take, those numbers are fairly accurate. 7.3 million job openings. Most number it's ever been in 20 years. And at the same time, there's more than 7 million people that are 3 or more months behind in their car payment. Now, why do I share that? Because number one, there are talks of a bubble, a student loan bubble, as well as another economic bubble. You recall, 2001, we had the internet bubble. 2008, we had the economic bubble. And so we are right now sitting at that period where at any moment we can experience a financial calamity. At any moment, 7 million people that are more than 3 months behind in their car payment. During the government shutdown, we had gainfully employed federal employees that in a 3 to 5 week period found themselves standing in food lines. And I don't raise that issue because I'm frowning or judging them. I raise it because it's a reality. And so there's this talk of the possibility of a bubble. And some people say that the bubble is going to be exacerbated, if you will, because of student loans. Forbes had an article in December of 2018 that says now we don't really have anything to worry about as it relates to student loans. I'm just trying to tie it all together. June of last year, NASDAQ.com had an article that says, yes, we do have something to worry about. So I'm not sure which school of thought you might find yourself in, but the point is we may have an issue as it relates to student loan. Wages are stagnant. Today's real average wage has the same buying power that it had about 40 years ago. Now, I'm not an economist, as I said a moment ago, but if economists are saying that we can only buy some of the same things that we bought, or we can spend in the same way that we spent about 40 years ago, I'm smart enough to recognize that when I go to Safeway or Wegmans or, you know, some of these other stores that I frequent, my dollar is a little bit different. And I'm sure you see the same thing. The last connection point. States, each and every state has switched how much they are willing to contribute to your academic education. And so if in fact you are one of those individuals that are preparing to send young people off to school, college, or you yourself are planning to enroll school, college, university, 30, 40 years ago, states used to pay for about 70% of your education. Now they pay for about 20%. The skills gap is growing and growing fast. And so your undergraduate degree from 3 or 4 years ago is not necessarily as valuable in terms of being aligned with what employers need today. And of course, you find yourself working harder and longer, again, for wages that I know my candidates were receiving in 1999. So let's get to it.